Children in Divorce. Track 1, Introduction. How to help your children manage your divorce. Divorce is always painful for the children involved, and there is no way to protect them totally from the pain of the process. But divorce does not have to injure your children. That is something you can influence greatly. There have been numerous studies about the psychological impact of divorce on children, and all reach a similar conclusion. How well your children will manage the divorce will be influenced by one factor: the level of cooperation between you and your spouse. If your divorce is characterized by a high level of conflict and bitterness, your children will not do well. If your divorce is characterized by a high level of civility and cooperation between you and your spouse, your children will come through without major disruption to their lives. The most reliable way to achieve a cooperative divorce is by using mediation to resolve the issues of your divorce quickly, fairly, and without exhausting yourselves emotionally and financially. Mediation, well done, can teach you and your spouse a new mode of communication, not as intimates, but as colleagues who treat each other with cordiality and respect. This is one of the most important advantages of mediation that conventional divorce cannot do. For most people who get divorced, the biggest worry is how the divorce will affect the children. Enough horror stories abound about children who suffer from disruptive lives that parents who anticipate divorce often experience acute guilt about what they are about to inflict on their children. Popular literature and the media have added to the sense that divorce is very harmful for kids, and divorcing couples often have to cope with the disapproval of relatives and friends. Yet, the real story can be much better than it seems. Inevitably, divorce is painful for children. Divorce requires that children adapt to changes that they do not like. They will have 2 households instead of 1. Money may be tight. There may be step-parents and step-siblings to get used to. No child welcomes these changes. Children are inherently conservative and do not like departures from the status quo. But although painful, divorce does not have to result in injury to children. There is no reason that children have to end up depressed or have to lose developmental progress. There is no reason that children have to be cast into chaos or sustain trauma, leading to lifelong scars. Divorcing couples have much more choice than they think. Track 2, Chapter 1, The Adversarial Divorce System. The key is to understand that divorcing parents will choose whether they have a cooperative or antagonistic relationship after the divorce is over. The choice will be made in the decisions about how they will divorce. If their choice leads to a high level of anger and conflict, their children will probably have more problems with the divorce. If their choice leads to a cooperative post-divorce relationship, their children will probably come through the divorce with relative ease. There are 2 distinct sources of anger that flow from divorce. The first concerns all the feelings attendant upon the end of the marital relationship that include sadness, betrayal, loneliness, and fear of loss. These are all intense feelings that have to be managed successfully in order to have a decent divorce. The second source of anger arises from the way couples divorce. Court documents that hold either spouse up to public humiliation and scorn, proceedings experienced as unfair and humiliating, lawyers who treat each other's clients poorly, all the experience of adversarial divorce often do more long-term damage than the marital breakup itself. Lawyers are trained to be advocates and to get the most they can for their clients. Fairness for the whole family unit is not the aim of divorce lawyers. Their job, or at least their job as most of them see it,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?